So let's kind of get into something that's a little bit on the other side of things. A little bit what's kind of been going on is with the NFL is the protesting that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Very sensitive subject, obviously. Lots been going on. I mean, obviously this happened last year. It started with Colin Kaepernick. Now he's not able to get a job.
Shout out Kaepernick.
And then you have the president call everybody who's kneeling a son of a bitch, and that they need to be fired. This obviously put a different attitude into the NFL because it was beautiful to see the NFL unify in that situation. Because I don't want to make it seem like they're protesting Trump. That's not what's happening. They're not protesting the flag. They're not protesting Trump. It has nothing to do with that.
Trump fueled the flame.
Yeah, and
sure.
I think he did the opposite of what he was intending. And
Shocker.
that's what I was kind of happy about because we're seeing the NFL come together like we've never seen before.
This is true.
And I know there's a lot of people. I've been watching videos, people burning their team's flags because they kneeled or stayed inside the locker room during the national anthem. Fun fact: you realize that the NFL used to stay inside the locker room during the national anthem all the time. Like dating back, I think they started coming out for the national anthem back in 2009, and the only reason why they actually did that is they were paid by the government to do that to show that, to show patriotism and kind of glorify it in the media. So we're upset about something that's been happening for 8 years. Stop happening.
All because of one guy.
Yes, exactly. But and to be honest with you, I think Colin Kaepernick has succeeded in what he was trying to do.
I think he's almost happy with not being in the NFL, knowing that when he did all this, he started all this. I mean, of course, I'm sure he wants the money. I'm sure he wants his checks. I'm sure he wants to make a living. I'm sure he's made enough to, if he lives responsibly, I'm sure he's good for the rest of his life. But I'm pretty sure if you asked Colin Kaepernick, if you had an interview with Colin Kaepernick and you said, how are you feeling right now? I think he would say, I feel pretty damn good knowing that I did what I did. But I have something that I would like to say. I know I'm like not the right person.
Keep in mind, not that we're gonna play the race tool. I'm black.
I'm Caucasian.
Brandon is Caucasian. So that's kind of a little knowledge on our insight on the situation.
And so you got two different perspectives coming from two different people who live two different lifestyles.
Correct.
I have a couple things I want to say. One, the big thing why fans are being upset, and even Trump, I feel like it's the reason behind Trump's being upset, for kneeling during the national anthem is disrespect to the troops. Now, I have a scenario or a reference for you here. Okay. I want you to follow me here. Okay. I have a glass Coke bottle. You know, like the old school ones, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say I throw it down in rage and I break it. You look at me and you go, you don't like Coke. You don't like the Coca-Cola brand. I say, no. I just don't like glass bottles. Just because they are kneeling during a national anthem does not mean they do not support the troops. Perception is not reality in this instance. Just because they're kneeling during a national anthem does not mean, hey, they don't support the troops. Everybody has their reasons for things. You know? You have no idea why this guy is kneeling. And the overall reason why they are kneeling is because of social injustice and inequality in America. And another fun fact is Trump broke the law. There is a law that says a person in a government position cannot influence a business owner to fire employees. That is a law. And Trump got out there proving that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Speak them facts.
He proves that he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. That's not surprising anymore. At first, it was like, damn, this fool don't know what he's talking about. Now it's like, all right, Trump's being...
There's proof.
Ignorance is Trump being Trump. Whenever Trump's being stupid, it's up. There he goes again.
He's out there
and
being
that's
Trump.
not good. That's not good. But yeah, like it's for those who get upset because my dad fought for this country, blah blah. You're missing the point. You're totally not getting it.
And to be honest with you, from my perspective, when we're kneeling and that's our First Amendment. That's as Americans, that's our
Peaceful
First Amendment. We're allowed, and this is the most peaceful protest ever.
No one's yelling.
They're
no
not
one's
yelling.
even-
They're literally just kneeling during national anthem, and then they're going back out there and playing their game. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, my issue is, I mean, the people are calling and saying they're un-American, they're this, they're that, disrespecting the veterans. Even though veterans go out there and fight for our right to do that, that is our American right to do that. So, when you put things into perspective, this is the most American things can get. We go out there and we see there's clearly a problem in America. America's the greatest country in the world. All that. However, it's not away from critiquing. There's obviously a lot of things that can improve in America. It's obvious. I mean, race issues are a humongous issue in today's world, unfortunately. And I think Trump's been a part of glorifying certain situations where people now feel comfortable being out and open about it. And to be honest with you, I kind of prefer it. I'd rather know who you are than so on and so forth. I log on to Facebook and I see people from high school defending Trump, and I'm like, you know what?
I'm glad.
What I know about you already,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. And that's kind of a sad outlook. It's just like I've seen people who have done racist things in the past, just going to school with him.
I've been with you.
And I've seen stuff. I've known you done racist things, and now you're defending him.
I've been with you when people have treated you different.
Yeah,
Just because you're black.
exactly.
That was
It's
hilarious. It wasn't funny, but it was kind of
it's
funny.
ridiculous. Like, we talked about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's people. The approach is different. So if we're really truly in talking about being American, if you have a problem with people doing a peaceful protest because their rights aren't being respected, keep in mind all men are created equals in the Constitution. So if you have a problem with that, you're not very American. If you have a problem with people respecting their First Amendment, you're not very American. So if we're truly talking about what's going on and you have a problem with it, you need to start taking a look in the mirror when we talk about who's American and who's not. Because this entire country was founded off of people not being allowed to do what they wanted to do or being respected of religion and whatnot. So that's why this country was founded. That's the reason why America was created. That was the reason why the war and everything. There's a reasoning that we fight for what we want. I mean, you have Rosa Parks who sat on a bus. She wasn't protesting buses. It meant something. We're not protesting the flag. We're not protesting the national anthem.
That's a great point. Yeah.
It meant something. It has nothing to do with the national anthem. It's what we're doing is bringing attention to what's going on, and that's what's happening. So as far as I'm concerned, the protesting is completely doing its job, and we're talking about it. And if you do agree with the fact that they should not be protesting, and you do agree that they need to stop being a baby, I challenge you to simply just talk to somebody who's been in that situation. Talk to somebody who's an immigrant. Talk to somebody who's African American. Let's talk to those people and get their side of things. And stop protesting. Let's start saying, why are you protesting? Why do you feel like something's different? Let's get that conversation going. Because at the end of the day, we're all Americans. And I think it comes down to let's have that conversation. And if after you don't respect that person's wanting to be equal with you, I mean, that's all it's fighting for. We want to be equal. We want to be seen as Americans and not this black guy, that white guy, this Hispanic guy. If you have a problem with that, maybe you need to go to another country, because this is America where everybody's equal, and the First Amendment is freedom of speech.
It seems like the people that don't support the protesting are, to be honest, majority white people who just never have been oppressed before. They go through life like me. I am white. I come from a pretty much suburban, a little bit of country household. I've never been oppressed in my life. I've never been in a situation where, because of how I looked, I had the short end of the stick. Mm-hmm. I've never been in that situation before. So it would be easy for me to be like, oh, y'all, why are y'all kneeling? Y'all have nothing to worry about. But I realize what's going on around me. I have 360 vision. I'm seeing, I'm good. This guy's not, though. Like, he's getting the short end of the stick. I'm not. So I have to show my respects. And I could only imagine what it's like to be in that. Like, when I talked to a black lady a month ago, and she said, I had to have a conversation with my kid. obviously black kid, and was like, there's going to be times where you're going to grow up, and there's going to be situations you are put in where somebody is going to treat you different, or someone's going to shorthand you because you're black. And I can't even imagine what that's like. Like, I can't. That's scary to have that conversation with your child like that. And then all we are doing is kneeling because, you know, there are police officers that are killing unarmed black men, that black men are being thrown in jail 3 times the amount of the normal population. And it's like, that's scary, man. And I'm keep protesting because, like Greg Popovich said, he said the only way that anything is going to get close to changing is by shoving it in people's faces, making it more annoying.
Yeah.
And if this protesting is annoying you, it's what it's supposed to do. So
Exactly.
let's keep it going.
And shout out to the NBA for actually allowing their players to
Speak.
I mean, I'm a big NBA fan, and I think that makes me more of a big NBA fan. I think, you know what's crazy? Like, we're talking about the NFL and their views going away and whatnot, and they're having a problem with viewership. I think in our last podcast we talked about, is the NBA going to have its biggest opening for their first game? And I think we're seeing a difference. We're seeing a player-ran league where you have a league where they understand their players are people. They let them speak, and Adam Silver's been
Shout
awesome.
out Adam Silver. God,
He's been
is
awesome.
he not the best owner in the world right
Seriously,
now?
like he's
As far as sports goes,
he's been awesome. Roger Goodell,
trash.
we're not surprised by what's going on, and I think it's just there's a lot of things that can improve, and by all means, if it takes protesting for the next 10, 15 years to do so, then let's do it. Because at the end of the day, black people just got basic American rights in my dad's lifetime. And that's
scary to think about.
That's scary. The person who raised me was around when, they didn't have full rights, or at least around that time period. So if we're thinking about it like that, there's still problems left that need to be addressed. And if you're against addressing those problems, are you very American?